So here we're going to show you the threading of the Mauser post. So I'm going to show you as it is. So this has already been threaded, but we'll just go through what's needed. So first off, we have the spool thread. Here we go on the thread guide, thread spool holder. Coming off here, it goes directly above to that little eye that you can just see there. So some of the bars will have lots of different eyes or even little metal hooks. These ones here, you always want to make sure that you go off through the thread guide, which is directly above where the spool is. Okay, so from here you can see it's coming down, and then this one has an additional arm. So you can see there as well that there's two holes. So we just want to concentrate on just putting through one of those holes. There's no need to go through both holes. It makes the top tension too tight, so we just go through that just one hole, coming down into the thread guide on top of the machine. So with this one we go straight through the top of it, goes straight down the top, comes out under here, and then we go around the back and we come back through this hole here, but from the back side here, just through in here. Then it comes down and now into the top assembly. So this whole section here is called the top assembly, and we can see in here on this plate there's two sets of two holes. Now this is really for machines that are set up with a twin needle, so the other thread, the other top thread for the second needle can come through these ones. So we're just going to come down, loop it up and over, back through the other hole, and then directly underneath there you'll see there's this little set of discs, and they're spring loaded. So the idea of these springs and these plates up here is to hold the thread. So with the knee press, which is located underneath the machine, every time we move that knee press, you notice that wheel lifts up. Okay, now when that wheel lifts up, the thread in these discs is released to make it easy to pull through. So if you look there carefully, you'll see those discs are moving. Okay, so that allows the thread to come through the top assembly here a lot easier. Now we'll just get this to focus. There we go. So you can see there it's come down underneath those springs, around that pin, and then it comes around the top of these discs, and then in through the discs, around underneath, straight down to these plates. And you want to get right in between the plates. Okay, some common mistakes always is the thread actually goes behind and gets trapped and gets wedged, and then as you're sewing, the top thread just keeps snapping all the time, and you find that it's one of the problem causes is that it's actually jammed in there, not between the plates. And when it comes out of the plates, it comes up the spring, the tension spring, and you're just going to make sure that it's also behind that little hook that's located just in here. Okay, so it's got to be just in that hook. Come back down underneath the spring. There's another little guide on this Mauser Special just here, and then arm through the take-up arm, and you'll see on the take-up arm there's also two holes. We're just going to thread through one of those holes. Once again, this is for twin needle and for two threads, so we're just going to concern ourselves with that bottom hole. It comes down through these other guides, down through the needle bar guide, which is in this case is just a little piece of wire, hooks in through there, and then we want to come down around the front of the needle, so on the left hand side of the needle, and then we're going to feed it from left to right through the eye of the needle. Okay, and once again, if we need to remove that wheel, just using our knee press, we can lift it up and move that out of the way, and that allows us to get in here easily to thread that needle. Okay, So once that's all threaded up, we can then replace the wheel, drop the wheel back down, and as far as the top thread goes, we are now good to sew.